Happy Monday, everybody. Let's see what fun we can get into today. So smash that like. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Grab a beverage and let's get this Monday, no offense, all offense, started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture. Joleen Lunzer here for another no offense, all offense to start out your week. Don't forget to smash that like Care Bear is saying. You guys, we got some fun stuff to talk about today. What the heck? Weird noises happening in my house, but we're not haunted. We're fine. Smash that like on your way in if you want to support the channel. You know the drill. We have memberships here on YouTube. We have memberships on Patreon. You can send a super chat while we're live. Any of those things. Otherwise, you can just hit that like and subscribe. It really helps. And if you want to share out the video and let other people know, we're here. You guys, I thought I was live. So I went live on a future live. I don't know what day. So, and it wasn't yet even connected to my YouTube. So if you have a Twitch, or if you're on my Joleen Comedy Facebook page, you would have saw me saying, "Hi guys, happy Monday, it's me." And then I was like, no one's here. Huh. Is this the right day? What's happening? And then I checked to see if I was live and I wasn't. And I was live on an old or an upcoming StreamYard link. So it's already a Monday. Hi, Chris Ann, Witness, Caitlin, Irene. So good to see you all. Now, this is No Offense, All Offense, where we take a comedic look at pop culture news, trending topics, our favorite reality shows, things we love to hate, things we hate to love. Remember, I'm opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion. We can respectfully disagree in the comment section and live chat.
That's my opinion!
Now, remember, everything I say and that you'll hear me say today is true, except for the parts that are absolutely false. And everything is alleged for entertainment purposes only.
Allegedly!
But just know that a lot of people think I'm excellent.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Thank you, Lala. Thank you. Yes, excellent. I appreciate that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Vanessa, for starting us off with the first super chat. Vanessa says, "Love you, Miss Nana. Any 90-day reviews with her?" No, we gave up 90 Day Fiance because we hate Angela and Big Ed, and I just didn't want to cover that show anymore when I knew they weren't going to get rid of Angela, the DV extraordinaire, the manipulative asshat she is, and then also Big Ed and his alleged essay and all the evilness he's a part of. So we stopped covering 90 Day, unfortunately, but we talk about a lot of other stuff. But thank you, Vanessa. 90 Day with Nana is no more. We were like, we can't watch this shit. We watched some crap. So that says how bad that 90 Day Fiance has gotten. But no shade to anybody who watches it. You do you. But it's just hard to cover it because I'm like, I despise these people. Evelyn, thank you for the super chat. You are excellent. You are excellent. You are excellent. Excellent. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Me and my husband, Chell, celebrated 10 years of marriage yesterday. 10 years we've been married, which doesn't seem that long, but apparently that's where we're at, you know? So we went and if you guys saw my short, we went into LA, dropped off some donations for the fire relief efforts at a wonderful coffee shop that's been doing a lot of donations. We were able to check in with some friends while we were there, drive past our old neighborhood. It's truly, you guys, amazing how resilient that city is and the people in the community that's coming together and everyone that is, you know, donating and helping, whether it be, you know, their fellow humans or wildlife and pets and all the things. Everywhere when we were driving through LA, it seemed like every block someone was doing some kind of donation drive or it was amazing. So that was probably the best way I could think to spend our 10-year anniversary. And we took the S'more Squad with us, AKA Dave Dog, Teddy, and Buffy. And so they got, to say hi to some people, and it was really fun. As fun as you can have, knowing that the city is, there's so much more that there's just, the only area we drove by to see was Runyon, because that was our old neighborhood, Runyon Canyon. And you can definitely see where the fire was, and you can definitely see, the damage it did to Runyon. But compared to like Altadena, Palisades, the Malibu, all that, I mean, it was the smaller of these many fires that have since popped up, and they're still battling. So definitely LA, and not out of the woods yet for any of this. But it is just amazing to see people like stay in their city and help, the people that aren't in neighborhoods that necessarily have to evacuate, but that, there's still fear all over the city. They're still getting, notifications, and not always correct notifications, that they need to evacuate. And then they're like, oh, oopsies. So it's a mess, but it's great to see the community coming together and helping one another out. So that's what we did yesterday. And we got home late last night, watched a hockey game, because that's what you do when you're in your 40s, I guess. And with the doggos. Thank you, Osfly Girl. Thank you for the anniversary love. You guys are so sweet. So again, in the description of this video, there are multiple links if you are wondering how you can help, no matter where you are in the world. There are links to help with the wildfire relief efforts. There is a link to, we talked about this last week on Friday, I think. There's a link to all the GoFundMes someone put together, like a description of them. And then it takes you to like a Google spreadsheet. And then there's also a link to a KTLA article that links so many different ways in which you guys can help if you can. So yeah, Shine says still hanging on, and winds are still insane. So it's definitely, unfortunately, it's not over. And even when the fires are all contained in that, it's there's still such a long way to go from the mass devastation. And tonight, Vikings versus the LA Rams, which is crazy. And they had to move the game to Arizona. So again, obviously hoping that our Vikings win, but all the love to Los Angeles, our other city. I feel like we're pulled between multiple homes. I feel like LA is my city, St. Paul, Minnesota is my city, and then like Phoenix, Arizona are my cities, because those are cities I've lived in for substantial amounts of time and I love so much. So so let's go Rams too. Let's go everybody. But let's go Vikings. But let's go everybody too. Okay. Amanda says, I saw Rubina from BB26 was doing a lot of volunteering when she got back to LA from visiting Tucker. Yeah. And there's so many people that are, it's just wonderful to see, despite a lot of people screaming into the internet and a lot of misinformation being put out there. It's wonderful to see people that are genuinely out there helping. And I saw that they were raising money. Her and Tucker and other, I think, BB people. Frick, even again, shout out to Victoria Lee Robinson, because Sandoval's poor girlfriend, because she's out there helping the animals. I can't hate on that. That's wonderful. Good for you, Victoria. And they go live and they're showing people like this place has, this many animals that need foster and that need your help, and here's the supplies that they need. They're going in, and I appreciate that. Tom's just kind of standing there like, and she's doing all the work, which is true from, our history with watching Tom Sandoval. The women, they do the work, and then he'll try to take the credit. So Krista says, last time they played, the Rams got robbed and almost snapped. Sam's, yeah, last time we played, we lost to the Rams, and we had a serious face mask call that was not made. Ben says Gina from the OC is doing support with her real estate. That's amazing. I just love to see it. I just love to see community and people helping people, no matter what, where you are politically, because that's not important right now. It's just about really helping each other. So, oh, your nephew's in Minnesota. Oh, shout out. And Cammie says, well, Nana will be glad to know that the Dick Van Dyke is okay. And also I saw that I hope this is still true, but the 90210 house, because Nana, that's one of her favorite television shows of all time, is Beverly Hills 90210. And I took her to the high school because it's also the Buffy the Vampire Slayer high school. It's Torrance High School in Torrance, California. But it was also West Beverly and Sunnydale in their respective shows. And then I took her to Brenda and Brandon Walsh's home, which happens to be in Pasadena, because I wanted her to see all these places from her favorite TV shows. And I heard that house actually survived the Pasadena fires, the 90210 house. So that's interesting. And, I was happy for Nana. I was very happy for Nana for that. Graphic says, I love when everyone comes together to help each other. It almost cancels out the negative crowd. It really does. It was just so nice to see people out, people helping. People they look exhausted. Being in that environment of constantly worrying and wondering, and then false alarms happening, and then fires all around you, or actually being in the areas with the fires. I can't even imagine how stressful, and, just talking to our friends while we were there, just how stressed and tired they are. But they're still choosing to help each other, which is just like, it warms my freaking heart. And knowing that we have, firefighters from Mexico coming over helping us. We have firefighters from Utah. I think the Salt Lake City Housewives sent them over. No, but it's truly, truly, truly great to see. Okay, let's get into. So again, if you want to know ways in which you can help the fire relief efforts, there are links immediately. The first links in the description of this video, you will find that. And any help is appreciated, and you guys are wonderful, and you know it, and and you should know it. All right. Now I know Steven sent me something about Robert Jr. and Mary Cosby. All right. And Steven, if you're in the chat, I think you sent me this. What is Jax doing? And I think Jax did something. Okay, let's see what Jax is doing.
3 days ago.
Okay, well, here's.
Hey guys.
First things first. Spencer Pratt has become Heidi Montag's album or song from like 12 years ago is now #1 on iTunes after their home burned down. It was a way that people felt that they could support, and so that was really cool. And so now everyone's like, who knew we would be cheering for Spencer Pratt in 2025? But here we are. And now Bravo Boo just posted Spencer Pratt crying and thanking everyone for getting Heidi Montag to #1 on iTunes after their house burned down. But also Jax is in this video. So let me pull it up here on. Let me pull it up here on Instagram for you guys. And then Steven, if you're in the chat. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll talk about that next. Let me highlight that. Okay. So clearly he's doing very well. Oh, geez, Louise. I mean, we are 13 days into this year, 13 days into 2025, and we got so many things, all of the things, too many of the things are happening. Slow down. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's take a look here at Bravo Boo. So Spencer and Heidi have pretty much documented this, process of losing their home and to fire and to the California wildfires. And so people have showed up and showed out and made Heidi's song or album #1 on the old iTunes. Okay, make sure, give me a thumbs up when you guys can hear the audio for what's going on here.
Family lost his home during the fires. Try to help them out, support them by downloading Heidi's music video.
Years ago, 3 days ago, so January 10th, 2010, it came out. We weren't trying to be reality stars. We're like, we are going to make Heidi a pop star. We were a team. Every night when you thought you're watching The Hills, we were in the recording studio working with the best Kathy Dennis, LP, Stacey Barth, Steve Morales, all these legendaries, the greatest mixers in the world, Dave Pensato, Jason Joshua, Ariel Chobas. Every dollar we made from The Hills, we put into this album, Superficial. And for it to freaking finally get #1 in America 15 years after, do you know how many times we've cried and how much regret we've had about spending all of our money and investing it and believing in Heidi's music, even though we knew it was so good, and for it to finally come out and be a fucking
Hey guys, my friend Spencer.
Oh my goodness. So I guess Jax was just promoting it, and I feel like it's one of those situations where you have like such a big loss and you get a win, you know? And I think, you know, people again showing up and helping others, and just by, hey, download, you know, this album, and to get a win like that, I think that is what we're seeing with Spencer's emotion. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little like, okay, because like, you still think like Spencer Pratt, like what's happening? And it always is. It is a little interesting when people do get very emotional, or like when they're crying and they record it. I mean, I'm not saying I've never recorded myself crying, because I'm sure somewhere I have. Okay. But it still is. I've seen this quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they got a win like that. And I'm happy for anyone who right now gets a win. But I've seen a lot of people just turn on their cameras and start crying. And not even regarding the wildfires, just in general, like celebrities. And you're like, okay. But yeah, I mean, I get why Spencer's crying. I mean, it's a lot. This is a lot. They literally watched their homes burn down. Spencer said he was trying to get help. I think he's suing the city of Los Angeles or the state of California, one of the two or both. So it's a lot. Witness says, I'm happy Spencer's happy. I worry about Jax's involvement, right? Shine says, I do think it's weird when people post themselves crying. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not saying I've never done it or I'll never do it, but sometimes, yeah. And Christy and the plants, yeah, go home, Jax. But I guess here we are with Jax, just Jaxing. I mean, because I saw Up and Adam had a video about him, that Jax was getting in trouble for some kind. I didn't watch it, but getting in some trouble for like a deleted, insensitive TikTok or something regarding this. And yeah, people are like, what does Cat Williams have to say about 2025? And I don't think he has said anything yet, but Cat, we need you. We need you to let us know about 2025. Okay. Is it going to be a top titty 2x4 kind of year? Or is it going to be, so far what it's showing, not good?
So many heroes tonight for the home team. One of them is this guy right here, Big Jake Middleton. Physical, fast hockey game. What was it like watching that overtime?
Yeah, so much fun. Gus was unbelievable. Kirill stayed out there for 2 minutes. Brock had a 2-minute shift too. Everyone played unbelievable. Kirill, top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Why is this team able to win hockey games so many different ways?
Stick together, dude. That's what you saw tonight. They want to go after our big dogs. We'll go after theirs, and we'll play longer than they do.
And this crowd, it did not feel like a weeknight. This felt like a weekend party. How much do you guys feed off the big crowd here in St. Paul every night?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Every night is Saturday when you're having fun in a place like this, right?
It sure is. It's also big fun when you win. Jake, congratulations on a goal and a big W for the Minnesota Wild.
Thanks, Gorgie. Take care.
Top titty 2x4. I got to shorten that clip, I think. Steven says, where are his teeth? Steven, you're cute. That's funny. He's a hockey player. They get to a point where they're like, they get knocked out and they're gone. They don't need them. They don't need them. They just lose them. So you don't want to get more teeth. You know, that's for date night. And then you pop in the partial or something. But hockey, baby. It's a hockey, baby. They lose their teeth. All right. So thank you, Steven, also for sending me this. Oh, boy. Okay, let's get into this, you guys. All right. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to say good, but I don't think it's going to be good. Okay. Let's take a look. Mary Cosby's son, this is all allegedly, obviously, nobody sued me. Mary Cosby's son, Robert Jr., labels the entire Salt Lake City cast as sluts and declares that no one should look up to them. Okay. So this is according to Mr. Housewives on Instagram. We got to swipe to see all the images. So Mr. Housewife says, Mary, your son is off the wagon again. Early Sunday morning, Mary M. Cosby's son, Robert, posted a rant on his Instagram stories calling out the cast of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and labeling them sluts. Okay. By the way, all these sluts on The Real Housewife of Salt Lake City are not people to look up to, besides my lovely mother. Just because they are rich doesn't mean they're good people, Robert wrote. Shortly after, he posted an apology for the outburst. It's unclear why Robert felt the need to share such a message. It seemed random. Perhaps he's been watching the current season and took issue with comments made about his mother by the other women. Regardless, the post was highly inappropriate. So let's take a look. Okay, I guess this is his account. Illboy Bubs says, by the way, all these sluts on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are not people to look up to, besides my lovely mother. Just because they're rich doesn't mean they're good people. Okay. Sorry for the rant. Well, it wasn't much of a rant as much as it was just a lot of blatant misogyny and grossness, but okay. And then he posted a picture of his mom. I think you can support your mom without calling her coworker sluts. Okay, but I think we did see, was it, didn't what's-her-face's daughter from Orange County call them sluts too? Call the Orange County lady? What is up with the kids calling mom's coworker sluts? You know? And you could make the joke, well, what if they are sluts? You know what I mean? But I think hearing it from a young man, not good. Hearing it from a young man struggling with substance abuse, you think, what's really going on here? Okay, yeah, Katie's daughter, right? Didn't she call them sluts or something? Is this the new thing? Like the next time I get mad, well, my mom doesn't have coworkers anymore because she's retired, but all my mom's old coworkers are sluts. And then, I'm sorry to Nana's old coworkers. You're not slutty. You're just open with your legs. No, that's not a good way to put it either. No, you're just with your mouth. No. Sluts are cool. Stop it. Okay, so here he is posting a picture with Mary. Love her. He's showing another picture with Mary, another Mary. All right. Well, let me look up his account and see where's this apology. So was the apology him just saying sorry for the rant? Because that's not really much of an apology. That's more what you just say when you're like, sorry, I just keep talking over here. I could have made that a lot shorter. Real Housewives, I shouldn't have had all those, shouldn't have had a full sentence. Should have just said RHOSLC sluts, R sluts or something. Oh boy, you guys. All right, let me look. What's his name? Billboy. Okay, I don't want every video to play now. All right, Steven, let me look one more time. What's the name of his Instagram? Okay. Illboy Bubs. Okay. Shh, lady. I like you. But not right now. Illboy Bubs, Robert Cosby. Okay. He doesn't have a profile picture. I think isn't Robert Cosby kind of gets in trouble with his social media because that's kind of how people found out that he was doing into some pretty hard substances. So here is the Instagram account. This is surprising that this is his Instagram if it's open and that's the amount of followers. I feel like more people would be following, but okay, here we are. And let's see if these are somewhat newer. These are 1 week ago. Okay, he's in a bathroom. This is interesting. Okay, now we probably want to clean the bathroom, close the toilet seat. We got some Cottonelle wipes. Those ones are good ones. They're ribbed for her pleasure. I like those ones. Is that a dresser or a sink? He's got a hamper in there, open trash. That's not one I'd post, but I'm not a young kid, okay? And here he is again. She said, I'm too rich to be this sad. All right, so far, no slut shaming. So far, so good. And this was 4 weeks ago. So 1 week ago, 4 weeks ago. Here's him. Diamonds are forever. Blue diamonds in the sky. Okay. Y'all worried about repost. I'm worried about the relapse. Oh, okay. That could be. Got it. All right. Here he is. This is 18 weeks ago. All right. Well, I mean, it's not looking good for the home team on the sobriety path. If we're on our social media, just calling people sluts, when I'm at my most sober, it's probably the last thing I'm doing. Just heading to social media going, you're sluts, So, hopefully Robert Jr. can stay on that sobriety path, and hopefully his mom can and his dad can step in and say, hey, they're not all sluts. Okay. Just Meredith. No, she's not a slut. Okay. Just me. I just find it so crazy that that's the go-to. Well, actually I don't, because I've been a woman long enough that the first negative thing someone will say about you when they don't like you or something you say is, you're a slut. And you're like, okay. So you're saying I'm fun. What's the read? What's the bad thing? Oh, let's see what you guys are saying. Irene says, thankfully, social media wasn't around in 1985 because I'd be sunk. Irene admitting she was out there in 1995 just calling people sleuts. You're a sloot. You're a sloot. Everywhere is a sloot. We have fun. We got to laugh at this because this is ridiculous. But dang it, Robert Cosby. Dang it, Rob. It might have been true if Nana worked at KFC. Yeah. Yeah, ain't nobody messing with Nana. No. All the sluts, stay away. But what if Nana's a slut? You know what I mean? Like, what if we are? Who cares? So what? Who cares? What does it matter? Calling his coworkers, his mother's coworkers slut seems like project. Yeah, it does, Evelyn. It's a great point. Not looking good, Roxanne says. Yeah, not looking good. Okay, Robert, let's get back on track. Maybe a nice formal apology. I'm sure this will be addressed next season, I imagine, unless Mary Cosby says, no, we're not doing that. We're not talking about my son. We're not doing that sort of thing. But yeah. All right. Moving on, Robert. Do better, sir. Do better. It looks like Patrick and Britney Mahomes, you Kansas City Chief fans, are going to welcome their third baby ahead of NFL playoffs. Oh, damn. The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback's wife previously gave birth to daughter Sterling and son Bronze. What in the what of the bronze, of the who, and the silver and the gold in February 2021 and November 2022, respectively. So why is this confusing me? The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback wife welcomes it's already been, the baby's been born. The baby's been born, Jolene. The baby's born. All right. Congratulations to you guys. Now you got a party of 5, according to page 6. All right. Oh, geez. These news stories are dire. Dire. They're just not. It is just bummer city township over here. Okay. Can we talk about Britney from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for a minute? Apparently she was in Hawaii, okay? And she decided she's really leaning into this, I'm a singer, which is great. Great. But you're a mother, you're an adult. It's the stuff she's doing and the places she's performing, being in public, annoying other people. It's like, yeah, I feel like you're too old for that. You should know better. All right? She's kind of acting like a, 12-year-old who's not supposed to be on TikTok and just no boundaries or anything. So you can see, I just feel bad. People doing their everyday job, and not that you can't TikTok places, I guess, but not when you're screaming, singing, walking through places. Like, Britney, we gotta calm it down, girl. Oh God. Oh God. It's a lot. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear this as it plays.
We'll make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene.
So she's walking around, clearly traveling. I think she might be traveling in Hawaii, and she's singing, and right now she has a mimosa. It's gonna make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. Look at that poor lady. She's like, I'm just trying to do my fucking job. Can you get into like the Delta Nice area? Richie McGee. Okay, Richie Rich, can you just get in here? Stop it. Stop it. Jesus. All right.
She looks crazy.
And now someone shut up. Somebody filmed her walking around a mall like, it's gonna cause a scene. And she's filming. Like, this is how dumb we look when we do this stuff. I get you got to make content, sure. But when you're screaming, couldn't she have lip sync it or went and sang in her own home? That's just too much.
Oh, what have you done? Go ping pong girl.
Not on the plane. Not a bit. Not on the plane. I'm about to slut shame you. Not on the plane. Not on the plane. Not on the plane. It's already packed in there. They're jamming us in there like freaking sardines. Pretty soon they're going to have us sitting underneath the seats so they can fit more seats on top of seats. We're going to have lap seats. You want to sit on somebody's lap? No, I don't. I don't want to feel someone's boner in this nasty flight, okay? No, I don't. Not on the flight, Britney. Get up. No. This is where I draw the line. This is where I draw the line. If you're just trying to fly and not get sick and not die and just get to your place on time. And who knows why people are on the flight too. You got to think some people could be dealing with tragedy, stress. And here she is. No. If cancellation is real, she would be canceled. Not in the back. The airplane bathroom is the worst place you could possibly go for anything. It's horrible. The floor's always full of piss. Okay, it's stinkies. I always think of that scene from Catch Me If You Can when he goes in the toilet to get out. Disgusting. I always think, well, if someone can go down there, allegedly, according to the movie and Leonardo DiCaprio, I realize it's fiction. Well, then someone can surely come up. So if I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm thinking, how long until somebody climbs up this thing and grabs my booty? You know what I mean? Because I'm in a very vulnerable position. So I just want to get in and get out. And the paper towels are always pulled over everywhere. You hardly get any water pressure as it is. You're using way too much soap. They don't even have that much soap, and they've used all the freaking soap. And again, it smells like piss. I don't care what airline you're flying. Maybe you guys fly better airlines than me, but it always stinks like TT on the floor. And she's in there singing a song, smelling, ingesting the TTs.
On stage on my heels.
Xanax. It's got to be Xanny, right? You guys, who does this?
That's where
Now she came out of the she walked out of the flight when the flight attendants are like, goodbye, have a good day, thank you for flying. She's like, oh, big Molly, no. And now she's got another drink, probably the last thing she needs. This lady's like, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, hi, can you, you're upsetting everybody else. The world doesn't revolve around you. Can I get a It's not that good. Bronwyn's here. She said you were in off Broadway. It's not that good. She's like, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. She has to be polite. Well, really, she should just grab her hair and be like, shut up. I don't advocate for violence except for when I advocate for violence. How many things? Is this an ad? Now she has Hawaiian Ice? And you're singing in your Hawaiian Ice? And who is this Pink Pony Club? Why is your mom in a club with pink ponies? And you just deep-throated the Hawaiian Ice, okay, which is a family-friendly dessert. It's at every carnival or state fair across America. And now you're deep-throating it like this is Take It Downtown Hawaiian Ice, the movie. No. Look at the guy. He's like, oh, Jesus. Who let their mom out of the psych ward? What is happening? He's like, I'm just literally trying to check my Snapchat or whatever young people do. Not this. This poor guy. And she's like, I'm gonna pony, your pink ponytail. What? Where is that Osmond guy? Where are the Mormons to come get her? Come get her, Mormons. You did this. Why does she have so many bobby pins in her? West Hollywood. Now the bobby pins have moved, and here's the one that's really getting me mad. She's on the little roundabout that they put your bags on at the airport. No. You can sit on my bag? You don't. I'm trying to get my bag and go. And there she is like, these are the moments where we should just like suck her in, like, oops, sorry. You know, they used to scare kids with the escalator. Like, if your shoelaces get caught in there, I'll suck you down. This is where I want that to happen.
Pink Pony Club, Pink Pony Club. What? What's going on? What's weird?
Whose suitcase was she sitting on? Whose suitcase is that? And then again, bothering these people and then going, what? What's weird? Nobody asked for this. Britney, you look like an asshole. You look like an idiot. This is crazy. Whatever you're on, stop it right now. You got to start detoxing like Tom Sandoval on the first couple episodes of Traitors, allegedly. You got to just sweat it out, girl. This is bad. This is bad. Just inconveniencing people in their days. Not necessary, girl. What? What's weird?
That's where I belong now, mama. Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing around the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club. What? What's going on? What's weird?
You know, one of my
No, that's no. Yes, make it stop forever. And that was a long time. Like, she had multiple drinks, a coffee, Hawaiian ice. She was all the way from boarding to chilling to baggage, just going around. Someone come get her. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper. No shade to strippers because they dance much better. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a privileged prick. Like, stop it, Britney. I couldn't believe it. When I saw this, I was like, what? I'm sorry? What are you doing? What are you doing, lady? What's going on? Where is Heather Dubrow? We need to fit. I think she's having a break. She's in psychosis. I think she's having a breakdown. We should call Terry, maybe you can give her a nose job too. Where you're call the police. Call the police. Lisa says somebody needs to have the not everything needs to be posted online chat with her. Yeah. Susan says there's a health and safety warning to not get on the luggage belt. Yeah. Also, don't sit on our luggage. What if you break something that's in there? What if you break my suitcase, girl? Get out of here. Ew. Gross. Whiskey says, is this her reaction after the last episode? Probably. After she was filming people and then she was like, no, I wasn't. I wasn't filming you guys. I was filming this. My daughter just got into dental practice, vet school. She got made a friend and I wanted to film myself like, hi, pink pony girl. I'm gonna win. And then I had it on. It was like a second. And then cut to production and they're like, the editors are like, actually it wasn't a second. It was like 14 seconds. And you were going like this, like. So now I think Meredith's reaction completely appropriate. Completely appropriate.
Clearly, we can see who has issues here, and it is not me.
Meredith.
It's not Meredith. It's this chick. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And smash that like, yes. I was okay riding with Britney a little bit. You know, I was like, okay, it was just weird. But that might have put me over the edge of like, she can't come back. Burly girl, almost TT'd you talking about it. It's not good. Okay. Oh boy. Not good. All right. Let's see. Dorinda Medley has reacted to being the first out on the Traitors. Okay. So let's take a look at what Dorinda has to say. And this was virtual reality with page 6. And Dorinda, you are the first person murdered on the Traitors season 3. Oh no, it's so sad. I hope Britney never leaves, Hannah says. All right, you guys, give me a thumbs up in the chat when you can hear the audio for this.
Time 6 a.m. So you got to figure that poor woman who was 80 or something was getting up at 3 a.m.
to make
a
subs
sandwich
for Jennifer Aiden.
Yeah.
Oh shit, first she's talking about Jennifer Aiden. Drag her to hell, Dorinda. Drag her to hell. Gone too soon on the Traitors.
It's just not anything I can understand.
Virtual reality.
Studio reality show under your belt.
Another reality show and a totally different reality show. I mean, I've never done a competition show before.
And I feel like when we saw the announcement that you were going to be on the Traitors, I'm like, oh, this is made for like
the hope.
I know. How does it feel that because I hate it always, it happened last season too. The person that I'm like the most excited to see have fun in the castle is gone.
Well, listen, it was like a double whammy. It was like triple, quadruple, because first of all, I was so excited, so prepared. My outfits were off the charts, so curated. Someone suggested just before this I should do a whole Instagram story just on my outfits.
We want to see them.
I didn't get to wear. And not only was I murdered, but the one thing I didn't want to do was be murdered first.
But you know what? I think I'm so sad you were murdered first.
I bawled. I cried. And the worst part is after you're murdered, you still can't get your phone and call someone. So you have to like cry in silence.
Deal with it on your own. But I do think it's somewhat of a compliment to be the first person murdered because people were threatened. Yeah, they were threatened by you. They were
Evan, real, I love you. You're so cute. You're just delightful in person. You're so smart, all the good stuff. But it's not a compliment. It means you did bad.
Well, I hope that's true.
And it seemed like there was a plan to sort of disband and dismember the Housewife Coalition that they feared was going.
And why did they turn the other cutie patootie next to him? Why did they put orange? They made him orange. They made him Lisa Barlow. And he's so cute. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But the cutie patootie next to Evan. They did him dirty. Who oranged him?
To occur. Why do you think you were the housewife chosen ultimately?
To
be murdered, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping, because it's so funny when you do the Housewives, you sort of have a little bit more control over, and you're kind of talking on and off screen. So you sort of have more of a sense of things. But because we're all filming and then in isolation, right? In all ways, we don't even see each other. You really don't know. You don't get a sense of what's going on. So I just think it's one of which took me a while to get my head around. It's just one of these things you just don't have control. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I can't say if you win back. I had no idea. Like it really was stunning to me. I think they should have made me a traitor.
I think you would have been so much fun with the cloak and everything.
I kind of think they should have made her a traitor too. Because like HFG, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, I don't watch Dorinda's Housewives series, but I've heard so much about her that I was looking forward to seeing her in action. What a bummer. Yeah, she's good TV. I mean, sometimes it's a little too messy and you're like, okay, we might need a pause and you might need to dry out a little bit, Dorinda. But for the most part, Dorinda is very entertaining. And I think it would have been hilarious with her as a traitor. And gone too soon, just gone too soon. Like everybody suffers with Dorinda leaving this soon. I feel like entertainment wise, it should have been Sam Spears. No offense to Britney Spears' ex-husband, but it should have been Sam Spears because I've heard him say 7 words in 3 episodes. Not interesting. All right.
Well, maybe there's more seasons to come.
People thought you were a traitor because when you came back from the lock, being stuck on that raft, not getting dinner with the rest of your cast members,
the leftovers.
I would be pissed too, but people seem to think that you were extra pissed because you were a traitor. Like they felt like maybe that was you bluffing. What did you make of some people assuming that you were?
I just think it's one of those things. I think people assumed I would be a traitor because I am very strong like that. And I think I would have made a great traitor.
Yeah.
And I think the last cast member, I think Phaedra was so strong, right? And so such a great player in the game that I was hoping to follow suit. And I think when I did become a faithful.
Okay, but did you watch Phaedra's season and did you see how she definitely wasn't getting in fights with people? You got to have your social game. Don't volunteer to be to go on the dock and then be up for murder and banishment. Like don't do that. Did you pay attention to that at all, Dorinda? Indiana Girl Jules, thank you for being a member for 43 months. Indiana Girl Jules says they should have kept Dorinda. So much entertainment lost. The season is so good. Can't wait for another episode. Tom Sandoval's having major withdrawal. Something's going on. Something is going on with that guy. From the eye to the sweating. I'm like, I think I've seen this episode before. Veronique This made me laugh. I think Britney found Lisa Barlow's ring in the loo and was moved to singing. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna put the pink pony girl. I found Lisa Barlow's ring in the potty. You know, I think that is correct. Kelly says, I love Traitors, but I wasn't sure if I should watch this season because of Tom and Kim. Who's Kim? Did I forget about a player? Kim. They annoy me so much. Are they tolerable? Who's Kim? Is there a Kim? How am I forgetting? Is there a Kim on there? On the top of my head, I'm like, who the hell's Kim? Who's Kim? Is there a Kim? I'm so sorry, Kelly. Who is Kim? I don't know. Feel free to correct me in the chat because okay. Sorry, you guys. I should have probably said I was late on the spoiler alert. Bonnie, apologies. I won't say any, but right now spoilers, but I won't say any more. Okay. Tom is he's so dumb on this show. Christina Coca just did a Instagram post about it on why Tom needs to stay on the show. And I think she made some great points. So if you follow Christina Coca, if you don't, you should. She's amazing. But she had a post about why Tom needs to stay and how she doesn't want to, be saying this. But there are reasons for the madness. Okay.
It was, I just don't, I think the person that then became the traitor thought, oh, well, now that she's not the traitor, we have to kind of get her out because she's too strong.
And going back to that moment, because you've been a reality star for so long, did you ever think that you would be getting in a heated fight with Zac Efron's brother about being stuck on it wrapped?
No, I did.
You were giving it to him. And I feel it was deserved because you guys were all stranded there for so long.
Forever.
Yeah.
How long
And
were you
then,
on
by
the
the
raft?
way, they never even made an effort to jump on with Dolores. They were going to leave her there. And I would never leave my girl Dolores. No.
How long were you guys on the raft waiting after they had left? Like, did the sun go down?
Yes.
So
I mean,
y'all
no,
already
like at least, you have no sense of time because we're not allowed to carry watches or anything. But at least, I would, who knows, but it felt like hours and hours. It was probably just like an hour and a half. But it was cold and dark and no one would, the scary part was, like, no one was around. So at one point, I'm kind of like, they know we're here, right?
I would feel safest on the raft with you and Dolores.
Oh my God. So of course.
I did not take into consideration, to tell you the truth, how I've forgotten because I used to go to Scotland a lot. When I lived in London because Hannah's father's Scottish. So we'd go like every weekend, but I forgot how just cold and dark it is in Scotland.
Because I love that you had the bond with all the Housewives on, and I feel that was not a surprise because we love when the Housewives unite. Was there anybody from like the other shows you met that you were like, oh, I wanted to get to know them more? You're like, you know what? At least I don't have to talk to them anymore.
I loved seeing Rochelle.
Yes,
I love her.
So
I couldn't believe how beautiful she was. And how
stunning.
tiny.
She's a Barbie.
She's so tiny.
Yeah.
Like it really is incredible at that time. And I love
incredible how
seeing
tiny
Nikki.
she is.
Yes,
Who's now not Nikki Bella anymore. She's Nikki.
Oh, Garcia?
Yeah.
She was great. I was fascinated by the survivors.
Yeah, why?
Like that's a whole different breed of people.
Yes, 1000%. Because the Survivor people, the Big Brother people, the Challenge people, the gamers, they just operate differently. Were you were fascinated? Were you kind of also scared of them? I'm scared of them. I'm scared of.
Yes, I just think they're almost like Transformers more than meets the eye. Like they are there with a directive. They're ready to do what they got to do: eat mice, live underground, go naked. They really are. They're very dedicated. So it's an intensity that I couldn't believe.
I know. Yeah. I love it's that. And then on the flip side, you have Chanel Ayan, who's like, what is happening?
Yes. Who's in a ball gown.
I'm like, I don't know if that's going to suit you for all the challenges you have upcoming.
So I think, just naturally you tend to more to the people Yeah. I mean, I love Bob Harper. Like Bob Harper is one of my most favorite people on and off the show. And I knew him.
I didn't know Bob Harper had such like a fun, cool personality. I was not expecting that because I forgot about The Biggest Loser because it feels like it was lifetime ago, or lifetimes ago. So I do really, Bob, I was like, oh, Bob Harper, you're a cutie and a sweetie. Okay, I like you. And I'm obviously, spoiler alert, another spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Traitors, spoiler alert. I'm devastated that Chanel Ayan, that she's gone. I thought she was very funny and I thought she was great comedic relief. And it turns out that there are some conspiracy theories. So Dorinda, obviously, with the Housewives, it's hard because I feel like there's going to be a point where they have to start learning about the game. If they do want to last on the show or win the game, they're going to have to probably do a little bit of research into this sort of thing. But, according to who is it? Okay. According to Chanel and Dylan Efron, or I'm sorry, Chanel Ayan I thought she was very funny, comedic relief. I really enjoyed her on the show. And it seems like some of the other people did as well. Zac Efron's brother Dylan, I hate that I keep having to say that, but it's like, how else do I introduce him? So Dylan Efron says, rarely have I met someone who can so easily brighten a room and make me smile at Chanel Ayan. And then it said, we had plans, we didn't get to finish. So Chanel was making some, relationships and making some moves, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to be too generous with the game talk when it comes to some of these housewives. But apparently there's also accusations that they're saying, where did I say? I hope I saved this, that I think she and Wells posted something where they were saying that they feel like they were taken out, or at least Chanel, because Bob the drag queen wants all the attention. Did you guys see that? And I was like, ooh, that's a little bit of tea. That's a little bit of shade. And I think someone tweeted it and then Chanel responded. Is this it? Okay. No, sorry. Take Wells out of it. Take Wells out of it. Forget what I just said. So this was a little comment from a fan. K-Train says, I will absolutely not be rooting for the Traitors. How are you going to kill Dorinda and Ayan, who were both giving us all entertainment? Bob knew they were going to steal his screen time, and he couldn't have that. I hope Dylan gets his ass. Hashtag the Traitors US. Chanel comes in and says it was all about this. Oh, wow. Okay. People in the chat are like saying that makes sense. So, and I don't know, like I have heard some people saying that they're not liking Bob, the drag queen, as much as they thought they would as a traitor. I mean, we're only 3 episodes in, so it's, but I mean, I'm enjoying the show overall. But did this have something? Because if you look at Carolyn, I mean, Carolyn felt very differently than her fellow traders on who should go. So could it have something to do with maybe, like, okay, I got to get some people out that might do that. Alex says, yeah, no offense to the Survivor BB people, but I have no idea who they are and little interest in them. I'm there for the housewives of it all. We got to have some housewives representation. I mean, you can't knock them all out, especially the most entertaining ones this early on. So HC says, correct. I don't like Bob the drag queen one bit. So yeah, lots of game left. Silly Goose says Bob the drag queen is being kind of a jerk, even to his teammates or traders. And Valerie said, love Bob the drag queen. HC said, Dorinda made it nice. And Chanel was hilarious. She was hilarious. Veronique says, I adore Bob, but not on the show. We'll see, because, with being a traitor, you do really have to protect yourself. And I think I saw the audience kind of shift once he went at Dylan. But I think we do have to remember, too, is like this Dylan, this isn't his, this is how the reality TV people, especially like Housewives, RuPaul's Drag Race, like, and even the gamer shows, this is how they talk to each other. This is how you play. Whether you think that's good gameplay or not, like this is how people get talked to. So I think when you have someone who's not in this world, who might not talk the same way as some of the reality stars do, you might be like, oh God, he's being mean to him. But this is how, I mean, if you look at Dorinda was aggressive out the gate, and she was like, and we were stuck there, and that's Ivan or Lord Ivor or whatever, Mountbatten, when he was coming at her, I'm like, oh, you don't want this, Ivor. You don't want this. You don't want this. So I think people were, feeling like, oh, that's mean, but that this is how it's played, and Dylan, it's like when they had in the first season, they had like the casuals, they were just out of their league. And I'm not saying Dylan's out of his league, because I think he has really good reads. Obviously he's already picked up that Bob is a traitor, but I don't think either of them are doing anything wrong. I don't think Dylan's doing anything wrong, and I don't think Bob is doing anything wrong. I think they're playing the games, trying their best to get ahead, and I appreciate both of them for playing the game. And I think Dylan now knows if he is going to be the pilot P to this season and lead the most faithfuls, he can't do it as heavy-handed because he doesn't have the numbers on his side yet, and it's just going to be a death sentence for him. So it's an interesting situation they're both in, where now people are starting to be sus of Bob. And also Dylan has to be careful because now a traitor knows you're onto him and they have the chance to murder you. So let's see what you guys are saying. Dylan pals incoming. The Dylan puppy pals. Kali Ollie says, being from Massachusetts, I'm rooting for Boston Rob. Yeah, and Boston Rob is, if you watched his games or know about him on Survivor, he is very harsh. And the stuff, the confrontations he's had. So I think these reality people, they're used to being confrontational with one another. But when you throw in people like the Sams or the Dylans or people who aren't on reality shows, then it comes off like... it just comes off differently than if he was going, when Bob the drag queen was going toe to toe with another reality person, if that makes any sense. And we never got Dorinda drunk. It's just so sad. So Chanel and a couple other people feel that maybe Bob was threatened, and that could just be, them not, that could be true, or it could be them not fully understanding the game that they signed up to play. And there can be a little bit of truth in both. You never know. But I really wish these housewives would have actually watched and studied the works of Miss Phaedra Parks. Like, I really wish that Phaedra, they would have watched what she did, maybe got some tips from her. But also going in, there could be a fear that the, Survivor, Big Brother, the gamer type people have with these housewives, that they are a lot more cunning than, and know what they're doing more than they're letting on, due to Phaedra's success on the show. So that could have played something into it as well. But yes, Susan says, I saw something that they aren't given enough alcohol to get drunk. It's not. Dorinda will find a way. Our Dorinda will find a way. But yeah, there is a limit to how much they can drink. But remember, they go off to their own hotel rooms, so she could come in lit, Yes, Valerie, Phaedra could teach a master class. Her and Sari could just sit there and teach a master class. I will say, I'm worried for Danielle Reyes, you guys. I'm very worried for Danielle Reyes. I don't see the Danielle I thought I was going to see. Granted, we're only 3 episodes in, but I am worried that this kind of, at first I was like, okay, yeah, I see what she's doing. She's doing kind of the tears thing, kind of playing down, her threat level. But there's a point where it could be too much. And now Bob's doing the tear thing too. And there's a point where they have to come together as traitors and get on the same page. And they're very divided as traitors already. With like Carolyn, it's like, it frustrates me to no end that Carolyn and Danielle can't communicate with each other, because I'm rooting for both of them. Chris says, I've only watched episode 1, but I'm excited to see a faithful like Derek. I feel like the traitors have it easier, but it could be because I only watched season 1. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they got one. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you if you've only watched 1 episode. I'm probably spoiled enough. So Amanda says, Danielle's doing, I wish she would sit back a little bit. I wish she would, not do as much as she's doing. Like, I get it, but look how well Phaedra was like, oh no, sweet baby, not Ek and Sue. You can, there's a way, but it's got to fit, I think, your personality. It's got to come off a little more natural. Those kind of things were coming off natural for Phaedra when she was a traitor. Also, her being like, can I get a little bit of bacon? Because she, would talk about loving food, and it was definitely in her personality. Now, eventually people were like, wait a minute, and catch on to things. But I hope that Danielle is able to correct the path that she's on, because I'm worried. I don't think we can say HC yet. You can totally. But I can't say yet that Sierra is boring because it's only 3 episodes in. You could end up being right, but I think Sierra's going to have more to give. Even at the round table, she's vocal. She's vocal, you know? So not totally ready for that. I think she could fly under the radar, but I don't think her game is as fly under the radar as like a Sheree or some others we've seen, because I think Sierra is already very vocal. So I'm not sure. Laura says Derek got Mike Bloom trending on X yesterday because he called him out for calling Dylan Zac Efron's brother. Derek wasn't in on the... Are you serious? Derek, Mike Bloom is a gift to the community. And we make jokey jokes and we have funny fun. And don't bring your I'm going to tell on you dad energy in here and ruin our fun. I hope you apologize to Mike Bloom, Laura. That is so lame. How are you going to... We can call him Zac Efron's brother if we want to. Shut up. Shut up. Apologize for how you ruined BB22. Okay, moving on. That's so lame. Graphic says Bergie said something to Ryan Bailey that when you are edited with not interacting, that is an indicator that they won't be there long. I'm almost positive that's what he said. Interesting. Oh. Mm-hmm. HC says she was boring at Summer House in the summer. Cold weather don't activate people usually. Oh, HC, that's hilarious. It activates me. I'm like, oh. That's what I do. Oh. I get activated to move like that. Oh my gosh. Evelyn says, I love Sierra. I'm hoping she comes out later in the game, just like MJ did. Could be. Mm-hmm. Silly Goose says, I don't think so. Sierra picked up Tony saying who it is, who is it? And she said, why don't you say name Tony? I don't think she's not weak. She's definitely not weak. Sierra's not weak and she's smart. She's not a dummy. So Faithfuls believe Danielle's acting, but not Dorinda's ranting. Kayla says, oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. That's why I love the show, because everybody's like, we all got our own little opinions of what's happening here. But yeah, it's the Housewives, not well, bitch, in the words of Dorinda Medley. Their start is not good so far. And it's disappointing because I wish we had them a little longer, some of them. Okay, let's see if there was. Did I have anything else I wanted to talk to you guys about? I'm going to be recording my Traitors episode recaps for the first 3. So be on the lookout for those coming out. Oh, Carolyn did a little video in March, I guess, talking about Traitors. And I found this on the Twitter. So let's hear what she has to say here. And this is a Twitter account, Maddie Genius Films BB, at Genius or Genius. Oh, like Jen from BB8, I think. And let me just zoom in, and you guys give me a thumbs up as soon as you hear the audio on this. Oops, I got to share my screen. Hello, Joleen. Share the screen. All right, Carolyn.
I want to have fun, but I also know the game. I'm strategic. Because they think I'm just like, whoa, because of my personality. Does that make sense? But I am super strategic and I am a gamer. I just don't sound like Dan. Ugh. So that's it. I do know the game.
To Donald Trump.
Thank God you don't sound like Dan. So I will say, Carolyn's rant here, why can't I rewind it? Was so relatable, because as a lady with ADHD, I feel like this has happened to me so much in my life where people are just like, she's like, oh, I'm a space cadet or something. And I'm just not going to maybe present as a way that you're going to assume that I'm like assertive or smart. And I get still to this day, doubted by people, that I work with sometimes who know me, like friends. Like, oh, Joleen, she's, head in the clouds. Not really. I just have a different way of saying it and presenting it and talking about it. And my brain is just working in a different way. But there's, years and years of like masking that, how I naturally would react and things. When she said that, I was like, that really speaks to me. And I really do feel for her, because she's like, people are, which it can be good for her in this game. But I think when she's trying to communicate with her fellow traitors, they're just like, like, oh, she's fidgety and she's this and she's that. We can't take her seriously. So, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. People are like, why are you so tired? I'm like, it wasn't until I was like an adult and they were like, oh, because you spend years and years of masking this. I'm like, oh, to fit in with society. Oh, that's so interesting. Interesting. Yeah, sometimes everyone's mind works in a different way, but I tend to work with a lot of type A personalities, which I don't present at all as a type A personality. So people just think like either I'm lazy or flighty or this or that. And I feel like Carolyn is in a similar situation because she's more of a free spirit too. And she's got the tats and she's like, do, and I get that. I get that so hard, but she's smart and she's good. And she's actually saying things that make sense. But again, she and the other traitors haven't been able to figure out how to communicate with each other. And that's frustrating. Carolyn needs maybe a fidget toy. Maybe. Evelyn says, I'm a new fan of Carolyn as I didn't watch her Survivor season. I think she is amazing. Yep. Swish says, fellow traitors trying to run over her, very dismissive. Yeah, and that's it's hard to watch because I can't tell you how many times I've been in that position. Like in recent years too, where I was like, just running over you thinking you're like a dumbass. Frustrating. Yes. So Carolyn, we're sending you good traitor vibes that the other traitors will be able to communicate with you. But I predict dissension that'll happen between the traitors. And I think it's going to happen sooner than later. I don't think the other traitors saw her season of Survivor. I mean, I haven't seen her season of Survivor. Not that that's like, even I haven't, but I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't seen it. I doubt they have. No. Which probably would help everyone, Steven says, I like that we get 4 traitors. So 2 can't overpower another traitor. Yeah. So we can't get like, it is feeling a little like Dan when he was trying to run shit and, kind of like team up and kind of go against Phaedra. That's what it is feeling like early on. So HC says, watch Gabby win. You never know. You got the Bambis, what are they called? The Bambi squad or Bambi babes or whatever. I like them. Irene says, the number of times people have said to me, oh, you're actually pretty smart. Looks past my fidgety hands and tattoos. I do okay. Yeah. That's always fun. And people are like, oh, you know what you're doing. Yeah, I know it works for me. What's gotten me this far. And I love it when it's people who haven't done half as much as you have in your life who want to look down on you because of the way you look or act or, and they're just like, okay. Cool story. Anna says, I see Bob and Danielle turning on the Survivor traitors sooner rather than later. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's going to be a Bob and Danielle versus Survivor. So like a Big Brother and Drag Race versus the Survivor traitors. I like Gabby too. And I didn't know anything about her going in. Laura says Carolyn will get them, and she is always for the underdog and will do whatever it takes to do it her way. Roxanne, you're probably very intuitive. I like to think so. And then sometimes I'm like, wow, you didn't see that coming? So depends. Evelyn says, Carolyn says that people underestimate her. Yes. And can be used to her. That can be used to her advantage. And why she got to the Survivor finale. Yes. Oh, HC says, Gabby speaks too slow. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. Does she speak slow? Speak slow. Now you got me thinking of Tegan and Sarah. All right, you guys, we are at an hour for No Offense, All Offense. I have to get ready. I got a big Vikings game tonight, obviously. Shout out to the LA Rams. Shout out to Rams fans. But Skull, go Vikes, all the good stuff. I am going to get my Traitors recaps out. We're going to have another watch party this Thursday. Also, are you guys still up for me doing Salt Lake City watch parties, or you just want me to do recaps? Let me know in the comment section after the video posts. But I'll definitely, I gotta recap though. I can't, we're at the Salt Lake. What am I saying? This is the Salt Lake City finale. Yeah, I'm gonna do a watch party. Jolene. Okay, I'm back. Brain focused. Okay. We'll do a watch party. I can't believe how is it the finale? We haven't had enough episodes. The season is so good of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's so good. Obviously, we're gonna do a watch party for the finale, and we're gonna do watch parties for the reunion. We have to. And then going forward, what about Beverly Hills? Let me know about Beverly Hills watch parties. Or should we just do recaps like the next day? Because I'm not sure. It's not giving as much as Salt Lake City is. It's not giving. But lots to look forward to this week, you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to my super chatters today. Vanessa, Evelyn, Fly Girl, HFG, and thank you, Indiana Girl Jules, for being a member for 43 months. And thank you to Steven, the wonderful Steven, for always sending me the tea. You guys, if you ever have any stories that you want me to talk about or take a look at, feel free to send them to me. I know some of you have emailed me some stuff. I appreciate that. And then I need to do a members live this week. It's not going to happen today, but I want to have the wonderful Steven up with me. So Steven, I'm going to text you. So maybe Wednesday we'll do a members where we can really dig into like Traitors and have some fun and just talk a little mess. Okay. But I'm going to text you, Steven, and we'll get that on the books. And then I'll send out the notifications to all the members here on YouTube and also the Patreon supporters. So some of you are saying Beverly Hills watch party. Okay. Well, after the video post, leave it in the comment section and I'll count them up. So either put recaps for BH or recaps and watch party for BH. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. You guys are all wonderful, beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Thank you so much. Again, smash that like on the way out. Don't forget to comment. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram and at No Offense, All Offense on Instagram. And until next time, enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see,